Today I'm going to show you how to assemble the RW900 NordicTrack Rower. If you've just bought one or if you're looking at buying one, this will be a great video to help you out. It's a dead easy assembly. It shouldn't take you more than half an hour, 40 minutes. One of the hardest parts with this, honestly, is getting it out of the box. If you can get this out of the box, you can assemble it piece of cake. There's a couple of Allen keys that come with the bolt pack. So you will need a Phillips head screwdriver, a couple of spanners and a Phillips head. Apart from that, that's pretty much it. Let's get started. Okay, let's get ready to assemble this bad boy. So first thing you want to do obviously is unbox the thing. Now I'm not going to bore you with unpacking the whole box, but I will give you the advice that you will see some dotted lines here. The best idea is to cut the box on that side and that side, and by doing that the whole box will drop down and you will have an area to work. That is the way I do it. It just keeps it nice and simple because you want to turn this rower upside down. So it just stops you scratching the floor and scratching the roller because you have a nice clean surface to work with. I'll unpack this and be back in a second. Okay, so we've got our rower unpacked and all our parts are sitting over there at the moment. You'll notice that the rower itself is sitting upright and it's on this polystyrene here. At this point I find it a lot easier to tip it over this way, remove this packaging here and turn the whole rower upside down. Let it stand there, it'll stand quite nicely there. Now the reason for that is that we need to put on the front here with the wheels and the back leg supports. So the front is this part here with the wheels. You'll see that it says this side against frame here. That basically goes this way here with the wheels facing out that way. Now, the screws for this one are the two M10 by 20 screws here, or bolts I should say. There are Allen keys provided. Most of the time I just use my rail gun and my drill, but for this particular one I'll just use this, get it in there like that. Do them up nice and tight. So that's the front done. So the second part we're going to do is the back legs or the back support, which is this one here. Now it goes that way from the front and sits here. Now there's 3 bolts for this one. There's the M10 by 100 and 2 M10s by 60. So that's these ones here. So we'll grab those. Now there is an Allen key supplied, it's the same Allen key as what we used for the front there. I've got the rattle gun here, so I'm just going to use that. So the first one goes in the middle here. Just give it a bit of a jiggle around, just to find it. Once you've got that in there, the other 2 go in. Give it a jiggle again. Always put all the bolts in before you start tightening so that they're all in there. Once they're in there, just give them a tighten. Once you've got the back legs on, the last bit to do is to put the plastic cover on. You'll notice there's 4 holes for the screws and there's 4 holes here. This can only go on one way, so just pop that on here, like that. find the location of the first screw hole. Can be a bit tricky. That's there. Once you've got the first one, as a general rule, the other three will go straight in. And that's done. Next part we're going to do is the foot straps. Now you notice the rower is still upside down. I prefer to do it this way because after we have put the foot strap on, which will go that way, there is a plastic cover that goes on that needs to be screwed in. If you've got your rower upside down, it's very hard to get the screws up that way. It's a lot easier to do it this way. The foot straps or the pedals use 8 of the M10 by 35, so it's these ones. So it's basically 4 each side. I'll put 4 there and 4 there. Now it's marked with right hand side and right hand side, as you can see with the green sticker. It's really important to remember that the bottom of the foot strap comes up this way. Because you're working upside down, it can get very confusing, but just keep it in mind. It's also really important to keep that out of the way, because I have seen customers in the past get it trapped in here and it gets stuck and it frays the strap itself. Now the trick with these is, like all of them, get all 4 bolts in first. I have to jiggle the whole thing around just to get it in, but get all 4 in first before you tighten any of them. Once you've got them all 4 in, go ahead and tighten them. Now again, you can use the Allen key supplied, but it is quite laborious with this particular bit because you don't have much area to move. So just before tightening up, just remember to keep that strap here, even if you want to undo it and just hold it out here. That will stop it from getting caught. Now it's time to put the plastic cover on here. At this point, again, just check that this is okay and it's not caught on anything. If you can move it like that, it's fine. Now this plastic cover pops in here and there's just 2 screws. So here you'll need a Phillips head or something similar. I've just got the drill with the Phillips head bit in it. Very, very simple to do. Pop the first one in, screw it in a little bit, but don't go all the way. Go around that side, because it does sort of have to clip in, and you'll know once it clips in because you hear that click. If you don't do that before you screw it in, you are asking for trouble. So you can see that is nicely clipped in now. We can do up both sides. So I'll go ahead and do the other side, and then we're going to flip it over and we'll do the rest. Okay, so we're on to the last part of the assembly, or second last part I should say. We've only got 2 parts left. We've got the console and the seat assembly. So in order to put the console on, the first thing we need to do is take this little bracket off. It actually says remove when instructed, and that's now. You will need a 16mm socket or a spanner. Take that off. There's 1 bolt there and 1 bolt through the side there. Take that off. Now that's rubbish, so just get rid of it. The bolts you're going to use for that are the last 2 bolts here, which is the last 2. Pretty much grab your console assembly, and the bolts are going to go in through here and in through the side. So this part here, just slide it in here. Just make sure that this wire here and this wire here don't get pinched. start with this top, start with this top bolt here, which is the small one. Wiggle it around a little bit, get in the right spot. Then the one in the side goes in there. Again, wiggle it around. Don't tighten either up until they're in. They're both in, so now we can tighten them up. That's nice and tight. Now just connect your two wiring harnesses up. Only connects one way. Connect that up, you'll hear a little click. Take this little tag off. Now the last part of the console, you want to grab two screws. They're the shorter screws. Grab two of the shorter screws. And we basically want to put these covers on. Now these covers can only go on one way. They're not marked left. Oh, they are marked left and right. So left on the left hand side. So pop that into place. This is the trickiest out of the two because you've got the cable in there. But if you kind of move this cable like this, try and keep this section up here, you'll find it'll pop in. There's a little tab just there that goes into there first and then clips into place like that. Can be a little bit tricky because of this wiring harness. Pop it down there, get that on, that's in, and a screw through there. Only takes a few turns and that screw is in. Then we do the same from the other side. Now these parts here you can see clip in. So now we pop that in there and they will clip into place. Again using that tab and going in like that. Cable in. You'll hear it click into place like that. And then pop the last screw in. And that's that part done. Now we can take our rower strap, take the cardboard out that is joined up to it. As you're feeding it in, just make sure that this is straight. You don't want it in going the wrong way. That just sits down here in the rower strap holder. And now we'll move on to the next part, which is the seat. So the last part we're going to do on the rower is the seat, which slides into the back here. You'll notice on here it says rear, so that obviously goes to the back. Pretty easy to do. Pop your wheels and your rollers in here. Just let it slide up there. Now there's only a couple of plastic bits that go on here. We've got this part here, which goes in this way, and that basically is there for the wheels to stop. Now that slides in just across there. And then this part here slides in. This part here goes in the center tube here. And it should line up quite nicely with this black one here. And the screw that you put in there will go straight into there. So pop that into place. Grab our screws. So one screw through here which goes into there. And then there's a couple of screws underneath here which go up this way. So they go up like that on an angle. And that is pretty much your rower assembly complete. Now we just go ahead and plug it in and we're ready to go. Okay, so we've now completely assembled the rower. It's all ready to go. All you need to do now is plug it in. Your power plugs in just down here, and there is an on and off switch. Once it's powered up, it will look like this with the iFit logo and get started. Just hit get started, set up your Wi-Fi, and that's pretty much it. You are ready to go. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to know, just hit us up in the comments. See ya.